Hi, good morning everybody. It is Debbie with the Fancy Stamper. Hello, how are you? Okay, yesterday my voice and my tooth was hurting. I had to go to the dentist and I was supposed to make this tutorial for this little card that we had done, just kind of like this was a spur of the moment card that we did with my team that I belong to, the Pink Stampers. Our manager asked us to make a card that had gold, pink, and black in it. So we did. That was Sunday. I think it was the rainy day, so we did something fun. So that was that. But anyway, one of my friends asked me to make a video, more than one of my friends, and I kept meaning to, but then I went to the dentist, and then you know how you feel after the dentist and your lip doesn't work and all that other stuff. It would have been funny. Anyway, so, I know you don't care, but anyway, I'll just try to edit that out. So this is the set that I used. It's called Balloon Celebration. It's in the annual catalog, and this is such a cute set. They have all these little sayings you can use for different occasions. It can be for congratulations. Come, let us sit together and drink hot chocolate, coffee, tea. It even has champagne, all this other stuff. And this has quite a few stamps, and it has, besides the balloons, it has the string, it has clouds, it has, you can two stamp these to make them kind of different, but I'm just gonna make a simple card. So I'm gonna show you, and I'm gonna just go ahead and get started with it. The colors I used today, this is the card we're gonna make today. It's a little different from my challenge card because on this one I used the Sweet Sugarplum card base, and I still used white and black as kind of contrasting, and I used the pink glimmer paper, and then I used some of my in color it's designer paper series, so we call it DSP, and this is what it is. This is gorgeous paper, but it came in sugar, the Sweet Sugarplum, so I decided to go ahead and use that along with the gold. And I still have some of this cord left. I just realized this cord is definitely not being offered in the new catalog, so they have other things we can use, and we have different, like this one is a big thicker kind of a twine, which can be used, and what we do with these is we kind of separate the strings so they're not so big. But since I have this already going in this theme, I'm going to use it like this. And to get started, we have our card base. It's the Sweet Sugarplum, and it's just cut in the 8.5 by 11 sheets. I cut it in half, so now it's 5.5 by 4 1/4. So, and then we score it in the middle and we fold it. So that's that. And then we have the black and we have the white. So what I'm going to do is just go ahead and use my Snail Adhesive to adhere this black onto the white for now, so we can get that layer going. The Snail Adhesive is really handy when you're just doing a little bit of stamping, and you know, it's nice to use. It's quick and it just really sticks well. So I have that on there, and I'm going to go ahead and put this one on my card base as well. Again, I'm not going to use anything fancy. I'm just going to use a snail, make sure it gets on there. And now my card base is done already, so that's great. All right, now I'm going to get to the stamping. Whenever you have, a lot of times we use these punches, and I'm going to be using this punch. This is the balloon punch that goes along with the Balloon Celebration. It doesn't come together, you have to buy it separate, but it's well worth it because it cuts out the balloons perfectly. But what I do is I like to stamp them first on the stock, the paper stock, so that I don't have to stamp it when it's already punched out. It makes it a lot easier. So I just go ahead and do that first because I want to make everything easy for myself. So I just do the big one first. Hi everyone. Okay, well I'm back. I had a little glitch with the camera, and that, you know, happens sometimes, but didn't realize it till I was most of the way done with that little card demo. So sorry, but I'm starting over just a little bit. Matter of fact, I'm going to start over just where I was at when I was stamping out these little balloons, okay? So I just want to restamp this balloon because I made kind of a mistake the first time anyway. When we're stamping with this punch, we stamp it upside down all the time so we can see where it is. Anyway, you'll see that when you put these in, one is facing up and one is facing down. So what you want to do is kind of like do this one first, the bigger one, so you don't waste a lot of extra paper, because it's too hard to stamp them both on there and get them just perfect. So what I'm going to do, I'll show you. It's probably easier if I show you. So I'm just going to take this stamp. This is the bigger one, just the outline. Go ahead and ink it up, and I'm going to put it right here towards this edge of the paper. And I will stamp this out. You just hold the paper, you kind of line up those lines so that you're pretty much getting all the lines in there. Okay, there we go. And there's that one. Now for the other one, as you see, the little stem part is kind of facing up. So that's what I'm going to do too. I'm going to do it right here. Can I do it here? Oh, I can probably get away with that. Let me try. Okay, so I'm going to have the stem facing up and just do it in this little corner. And see if that'll work. I think it will. I love it when I don't waste paper. So you probably will too. All right, so that looks fine. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp, cut that out rather. Re-stamped it. There we go. So now I'll put this to the side, and then I know you didn't see me doing the glimmer paper one or the gold. The gold is fairly, you know, straightforward. It's just a piece of gold foil, and all I did was on this one, you can just do both at the same time. Just make sure you have plenty of room in there, and that's how that is, so that's fine. Same with the glimmer paper. It's just a scrap glimmer paper, so you do the same thing. So I've already punched those out, and I'm going to leave those at that. Put away my ink, and I'll continue on. I also cut several lengths of this gold cord, which I do recognize is now not being offered anymore, so we can use something else. We have another type of cord. It's a craft cord. This is what we use. We just unravel it a little bit so it's thinner. But we have lots of choices with Stampin' Up. You don't have to use this one. I just wanted to because it was gold and it kind of looked pretty. What I did for this was, as I said, I cut the lengths, and then the way I do it, I sort of cheat a little bit. I adhere them onto these little balloons by taping them on the back. I just use regular tape, and that's how I do it. Just makes it easier for me, and I do that to all of them. And then I have a little extra piece because I'm going to make a little bow at the end to tie on there. So I went ahead and did all this. Not sure if you saw me stamp this out or not. Now I'm not sure. Anyway, it was just the sentiment, and then I kind of bannered in the edges like that. So what I'm going to do now is start placing the balloons. And as you can see from the first card that I did, this is the sample. You have 6 balloons. You're pretty much going to place them on there however you want, but I like to do the big ones first in the back, and then I like to use the dimensionals on the smaller ones to pop them up. So that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to go ahead and use the glue dots because they do stick really well. And I think I started with the gold one. I'm going to start with the glimmer one this time, just to be different. So I'm going to get a couple of these. I always use this paper piercing tool because it helps you to not let things stick to your own finger. So it's kind of nice. All right, so I'm going to place this one at the very top and make sure that this kind of goes out towards the bottom. There we go. And then I'll do the gold one. So cute and glimmery. I'll make that get off of there. These glue dots are super, super sticky, and they really work well. So you're gonna love working with the glue dots. One roll like this has about, I don't know how many, 100, 500, there's a zillion on here, and it only costs $5, so it's really nice. All right, so this one I'm gonna put over here, pretty much at the edge. And then I'm gonna get my printed one, and I'm gonna place that one on the other side. And not sure if you heard me talk about the paper at all, but the paper is the designer paper series. It's the 2016 to 18 color blends. The one I'm using, as you see, it coordinates with my Sweet Sugarplum, and they come in two sides. So I could have used the striped or I could use the flowers, and I just thought the flowers were cute. So I don't really have a reason. I just thought it was cute. All right, I'm gonna pull all these down this way. I'm gonna show you a little cheater thing I do for this too in a minute, but you know, when you have a lot of cords, they can kind of get in your way. So I'm gonna show you what I'll do about those in just a minute. So I'm gonna get these out of the way because I'm getting confused which ones I need. All right, so here's my cords. Now on the smaller ones, I'm gonna use the Dimensionals because with the Dimensionals, you do get that little lift. It looks really nice. And again, when you're putting these in, you just want to make sure that you kind of stagger the balloons. So, you know, like you could put a printed one over here, you could put a gold one over here, and you could put a glimmer one over here. Or the glimmer one could go over here, wherever you want it. Okay, so I'll start with my little gold one. Get that one on here, and they can go higher, they can go lower, it doesn't matter. I'm going to put that one up there. And the glimmer one, I think I'll put over here on this side. There we go. And last but not least is this cute little printed one. I love the paper. The paper that they offer is so cute. Can't go wrong with the paper. All right, so this one will go right here. All right, so now I have that, and I'm going to gather up all my little ribbons, all my little threads rather, and kind of pull them down so it looks like they're coming out of the balloon. I definitely want them to look like that. And I'm gonna tie a little knot right here in the middle, just so that they'll stick. So you're probably not gonna see this later, but I'm just gonna go ahead and tie a quick knot, not a bow or anything, just a little knot so they're gathered. There we go. And I'll just tie it one more time. If I can see it, there we go, I see it now. All right, I'm going to trim the edges here. All right, so to help that kind of stay there until I put my bow on it, I'm going to hide a little glue dot under it and just kind of tack it down on the glue dot. There we go. You won't see that later. But there we go for now, so that's kind of out of the way.